It's no secret that the SOA's FAM exam is a challenging exam. Here are a few ways to position yourself for success on exam day. Let's start by discussing preparation. First of all, give yourself enough time to prepare for the exam. This will depend on if you've had university courses covering some or all of the material on the exam. By giving yourself sufficient time to prepare, you'll start out strong. Before you spend 1 minute studying the content, get a bird's eye view by reviewing the syllabus topics and putting together a tentative study plan that includes when you hope to begin studying and when you plan to take your exam. The exam covers both short-term and long-term actuarial mathematics, and these have much different flavors. I personally recommend covering both kinds of material all the way through your studying. For example, you might decide to study once in the morning and once in the evening each day. In that case, you can alternate which material you study in the morning, which material you study in the evening. This will ensure that you make consistent progress and even progress on both short-term and long-term mathematics, and this can really help put your mind at ease. Now, there are many formulas that you will see in your studies, and you're going to waste a lot of time if you don't familiarize yourself with the SOA's formula sheet. This formula sheet will be available to you on exam day. Use your formula sheet to understand what you are and are not responsible for memorizing before exam day. This will reduce your memorization burden and allow you to focus on the concepts and how to calculate things correctly. That brings me to the most important preparation tip for exam FAM. Conceptual understanding is great, but with this much material, you have to have a bias towards action. That means doing lots and lots of practice exercises to ensure that you're able to do what you need to do on the exam. In fact, I personally recommend starting each study session with exercises and letting your performance on these exercises inform your readings or video selection. Goal for FAM is a great way to practice actual exam style questions. Goal allows you to quickly jump into questions anywhere in the exam syllabus and tracks your performance through goal score. This way, you can see where you need to improve and have an idea of how ready you are for exam day. Many of the topics on exam FAM can be tested in a variety of ways, so it's important to recognize how concepts cluster around each other and variations on similar themes. For example, when pricing a life insurance contract, you need to make assumptions about interest rates and mortality. The interest rate assumptions and mortality model can be selected from a variety of choices, so there's really two parts to getting good at life insurance calculations. One part consists of understanding the conceptual and calculational fundamentals, and the other part consists of getting some exposure to the different special cases. Now, it's really helpful to periodically track your progress by reviewing flashcards, formula sheets, or by using a study planner, especially one that allows you to write notes on your activities. Remember, this is a marathon, not a sprint, and maintaining motivation and wellness is critical to exam success. So let's talk about motivation and wellness. Actuarial exams are stressful. You might associate your outcome on an exam with your internship or job prospects, even your self-worth. It's easy to get discouraged while studying for exam FAM, and it's helpful to shift your attention away from the outcome and toward your positioning. By studying consistently in accordance with your planner, you can put yourself in the best possible position to succeed. By detaching from the outcome and taking control over the process, you'll enjoy your study sessions more, find more energy in the process, and make clearer decisions when a break from your studies is called for. No exam is worth your physical health, and in fact, pushing your body too far will be counterproductive to your studies. The weeks and months leading up to your exam are the perfect time to prioritize sleep, nutrition, and the physical activity that's right for you. This isn't just better for your long-term health. It's better for your performance on exam day when you'll rely on your body's energy management to get you through the long exam. Your social schedule will have to be managed in order to accommodate your significant study time. But by planning ahead, you can ensure that you maintain and even strengthen relationships with those who are important to you. If you're a university student, this is a great time to begin to practice harmonizing your career ambitions with a fulfilling personal life. By communicating clearly about your study schedule and being proactive in scheduling time with those you love, you'll set yourself up for a meaningful career and personal life for years to come. After months and months, you're in the final week of studying. What should you do now? The first thing to do is acknowledge all you've learned through this process. You may find that you've covered all the material in the exam syllabus somehow. It may seem that on any particular day you didn't cover very much, yet here you are having studied the entire very large syllabus. Give yourself some credit. On the other hand, if you're not as far in your studies as you thought you'd be, it's still important to treat this as a positive learning experience. It's still a great idea to go to the exam center and take the exam, as this will be a fantastic opportunity to learn more about the exam structure, which will inform your studies for your next attempt. If you have covered all or nearly all of the exam material, now is the time to really focus in. The time is limited, so don't spend too much time reviewing content you're already strong on. This is a place where something like goal score can be extremely helpful as you narrow in on areas you need to improve. Your time early in the final week should be spent on two activities. The first activity is iteratively identifying weak spots, improving them with tight feedback cycles, and shortening your list of weak spots. I can't emphasize enough the importance of tight feedback cycles here. Exercise, solution review, reattempt is the cycle we want to work with here. Between solution and reattempt, you might have to do some reading, video watching, but try to read the minimal amount or watch the minimal amount that is going to allow you to successfully reattempt the exercise without consulting other people's solutions. The second activity early in the final week is to take practice exams under exam conditions. This is meant to build up your stamina. Now, when I personally took FAM, it was 40 questions, and I found it most practical to take partial practice exams. Now that the exam is 34 questions, I think there's a lot of value in taking full-length practice exams. If you've taken P and FM already, you probably have some idea of how many practice exams you need to take in order to get into exam shape, so to speak. What we're wanting to do here is prime the engine so that we can maintain our energy through the full length of the exam when exam day comes. You may personally find that you need to take fewer full-length exams in order to get in exam shape for FAM compared to when you were learning the exam format in P and FM. No matter how many practice exams you think you need to take, remember you're still going to make the most of your practice exams by using them to identify any outstanding weak spots and improving on them. Remember, nobody ever passed exam FAM by getting good scores on their practice exams, and nobody ever failed exam FAM by getting bad scores on their practice exams. The key is to build up your stamina, find your weak spots, improve them, and repeat. Keep improving, and success is inevitable. In the last couple of days leading up to the exam, it's really important to understand that you've already put the work in through the weeks and months leading up to now. This is not the time to cram. Instead, find ways to reduce stress. If there are topics you know you can make meaningful improvements in through low-effort means such as flashcards, this is a great time to do some of that, especially if it helps put your mind at ease. I personally always like to read something interesting, slightly challenging, but completely unrelated to actuarial science the day before my actuarial exam. I find that this keeps my mind active but does not fatigue it, and it offers me a concrete way to remind that voice in my head that I don't need to study today because of all the studying I've done already. On exam day, remember the importance of nutrition, food, water, caffeine if it's right for you, all consumed in order to have a smooth, consistent supply of energy throughout the exam experience. Exam FAM is a challenging exam, and nervousness and intimidation are understandable and normal at the beginning, middle, and end of the preparation process. By working consistently day by day, you'll find that this exam works out just like P or FM or SRM or any other actuarial exam you've passed so far. Success comes very slowly and then all at once. I hope this video has been helpful, and I wish you all the best in your studies.